Hello Year 5. Okay, I'm here to read the last chapter that I'll be reading of The Butterfly Lion, and then Miss Bradford will read the final chapter of the whole book, and we have come to the end of it. I really hope you've enjoyed it. The last chapter Miss Bradford read was really sad, with the white cub, the white prince, finally passing away, but as an old lion who had a really good life. So though there was sadness, it was still a good life for the lion, and he was an amazing friend to Bertie and his wife. So it was a really lovely story. And now I'm taking us back to the beginning of the story with the old lady, with the young boy who's escaped from boarding school. Okay, so back up to date. And the chapter title is "And the Lion Shall Lie Down with the Lamb." The old lady turned to me and smiled. "There," she said, "that's my story." "And what about Bertie?" I knew as I asked that I shouldn't have, but I had to know. "He's dead, dear," the old lady replied. "It's what happens when you get old. It's nothing to worry about. It's lonely enough. That's why I've got Jack. And Bertie, like his lion, lived on to a good age. He's buried out there, under the hill, beside the White Prince." She looked back at the hill for a moment. "And that's where I belong too," she said. She tapped the table with her fingers. "Come on, time to go back to school with you before they miss you and get yourself into trouble. We wouldn't want that, would we?" She laughed. "Do you know, that's just what I told Bertie all those years ago when he ran away from school. You remember from me telling you?" She was on her feet now. "Come on, I'll drive you. And don't look so worried. I'll make sure no one sees you. It'll be like you've never been gone." "Can I come again?" I asked. "Of course you can," she said. "I may not always be easy to find, but I'll be here. I'll just tidy away the tea things and then we'll go, shall we?" It was a very old-fashioned car, black and upright and dignified, with a leathery smell and a whiny engine. She dropped me at the bottom of the school park by the fence. "Take care, dear," she said. "And be sure you come again soon, won't you? I'll be expecting you." "I will," I replied. I climbed the fence before I turned to wave, but by that time the car had gone. To my huge relief, no one had missed me, and best of all, Basher Bowman, the school bully, was in the sick room. He'd gone down with measles. I just hoped his measles would last a long time, a very long time. All through supper, I could think of nothing but Bertie Andrews and his white lion. Stew and dumplings, and then semolina pudding with raspberry jam, again. It was as I was picking my way through that slimy semolina that I remembered Bertie Andrews had been at this school. Maybe, I thought, maybe he'd just sit here and eat slimy semolina just as we did now. I looked up at the honours board around the dining hall at the names of all the boys who had won scholarships over the years. I looked for Bertie Andrews. He wasn't there. But then I thought, why should he be? Maybe, like me, he wasn't brilliant at his schoolwork. Maybe not everyone wins scholarships. Cookie, Mr. Cook, my history teacher, was sitting beside me at the end of my table. "Who are you looking for, Morpurgo?" "Ah," he asked suddenly. Morpurgo, the name of the author. So do you think this is a story from the boy's childhood? Do you think this is the school he went to? Oh, I like this. There's a little bit of a twist in the tale. Sorry. "Who are you looking for, Morpurgo?" he asked suddenly. "Andrews, sir," I said. "Bertie Andrews?" Andrews. That's an Albert Andrews who won the Victoria Cross in the First World War. You mean him? Cookie scraped his bowl clean and licked the back of his spoon. I love raspberry jam. "You'll find his name in the chapel under the east window under the war memorial. But he wasn't killed in the war, you know. He lived down at Strawbridge, that place with the lion on the gateway, just across the main road. He died maybe 10, 12 years ago, soon after I came to teach here. The only old boy ever to win the Victoria Cross. That's why they put a memorial plaque to him in the chapel after he died. I remember the day when his wife, to unveil it, his widow, I should say. Poor dear, just herself and her big dog in that great big place. She died only a few months later. Broken heart, they say. You can die of a broken heart. That house has been empty ever since. No family to take it on. No one wants it. Too big, you see. Shame." Year 5, what has just happened? This history teacher is saying that Bertie's wife, the lady who's been telling us all about him, is dead. But the young boy has spent time with her, driven in her car, had tea. Okay, let's see what happens next. Okay. I said I wanted to be excused to go to the toilet. I hurtled down the passage, out across the courtyard and into the chapel. The small brass plaque was exactly where Cookie had said it was, but hidden by a vase of flowers. I'd moved the vase to one side. The plaque read, Albert Andrews, Victoria Cross, born 1897, died 1968. An old boy of the school, and the lion shall lie down with the lamb. All night long I tried to puzzle it out. Cookie was wrong. He just had to be. I never slept a wink. And that is the end of the chapter. Cliffhanger! Is she a ghost? Or is he imagining things? Or is the old teacher confused and she hasn't died? What do you think, 5B? And yes, 5. Sorry, 5A. So used to saying 5B. All of year 5. What do you think? Well, Miss Bradford shall let us know in the next chapter and the final chapter of The Butterfly Lion, called Adonis Blues. It's been so lovely reading to you, and I really hope you've enjoyed the videos, and I really look forward to seeing you all again in September. I know you'll be into year 6, but I'll still see you around, I'm sure. Please do come and say hi to me. It'd be great. All right, thank you. Bye, year 5.